What's going on, YouTube? This is SG1 Sports, and you're watching our Big Ten football channel. Matthew Baldwin has decided to transfer away from Ohio State. We were told that there was a quarterback battle between Matthew Baldwin and Justin Fields, and that a starter had not been named yet. Well, based off of this, I'm going to go ahead and say that it was pretty clear Justin Fields would be the starter, and there are a number of different reasons why. I think you had to go with him as a starter anyways. So this is a pretty big blow to Ohio State, potentially. Where does Matthew Baldwin go? What do the Buckeyes do now? That's what we're going to talk about in this video. First, let's talk, though, about why he transferred away. Maybe it just wasn't a good fit at Ohio State. I don't think he came in expecting to play right away. It's not like this was a big five-star recruit or anything like that. So maybe it just wasn't a good fit. Maybe he just didn't really like being at Ohio State. I don't know. Is it good news in a way for Ohio State? Because does this tell us that Justin Fields is doing really, really well, and he could see that there was no way he was going to catch this guy? Potentially, that could be possible. And I think that's what you hope for if you're a Buckeye fan. You hope that he saw, wow, this Justin Fields kid is unreal. You know, he didn't look great in the spring game, but perhaps he's seeing things in practices, and he says, there's no way I'm going to be able to beat this kid out. I'll never play here at Ohio State. They got another big recruit coming in next year, so maybe he just saw that he was not going to be able to play. So that's what Ohio State fans would hope happen here. You would hope that it wouldn't be something really negative about Ohio State or something going on behind the scenes that's not good for Ohio State and for him. You know, I don't know what exactly happened here, obviously, but it's interesting. It's definitely interesting to see him leave. So where does he go? I have no idea. You know, he's going to have to sit out a year anyways. So there are a lot of places I guess he could probably wind up. I haven't put too much thought into it. You know, he's probably going to go to a place that, you know, for him, hopefully has a senior quarterback right now. And then maybe he could win the job that next year in 2020, potentially. But I don't think he's going to go to any Power 5 school and not have some quarterback competition. It's not like he's going to walk into a school and be a starter right away. So that'll be interesting to watch and see where he goes. I was impressed with him in the spring game. I thought he looked pretty good, honestly. So I think he's, based off of that spring game, looks like a pretty solid quarterback, at least into the future. So what does Ohio State do now? Tate Martell transfers away. Now Matthew Baldwin transfers away. You really got to hope not only that Justin Fields is the guy, is a superstar quarterback, you also have to hope that he stays healthy, because if he gets injured or something happens here to Ohio State, they are in big, big trouble. They don't really have anyone else on the roster. You know, they got the transfer from West Virginia, Chris Chuganoff. You know, he's probably going to be a capable backup, but he's not going to be a guy that's going to lead this team to a Big Ten championship, in my opinion. So you really, again, have to put everything in Justin Fields. And I think they're going to go after probably a graduate transfer, get someone in here with some experience that can play right away. You know, Tommy Stevens just left Penn State. That could be, I don't know if they would maybe go after him. DeAndre Francois is still out there. I don't know if a team is going to take him. I haven't heard anything about DeAndre Francois, but he is a guy out there. You got McLean Carter from Texas Tech, another guy that I think would be eligible right away. So there are some options here. I expect them to be able to get somebody in here. I mean, this is Ohio State. Surely somebody is going to want to come in here and you know, maybe just take a chance and hope that Justin Fields doesn't pan out and they'll get an opportunity. But again, everything for Ohio State rides on Justin Fields, a guy that wasn't even on this team last year. It's interesting. It's definitely an interesting thing going on here at Ohio State. And again, you go back to the spring game, we saw some flashes of Justin Fields looking very good, but I think, what was he, like 4 of 13 in that game? And most of his yards came off of that 198-yard touchdown pass, a pass where the defender fell down. And, you know, it was a good pass, but it wasn't a perfect pass if you just want to dissect that one play, because that's where most of his stats came from. But I said this on another video. It's not just about his arm and his throwing. He's an elite athlete, and he can do a lot of things for this team on the ground. even if he doesn't throw for 3,000 yards. He doesn't have to do that for Ohio State to be successful. Now, if he goes out and turns into a Dwayne Haskins, at least from his passing ability, plus you add in his running ability, Ohio State's going to be pretty much impossible to stop. And I'm not saying that that's not going to happen, but again, based off of the spring game, we don't really, based off that, think that Justin Fields is going to go out and throw for 3,000 or 4,000 yards. It's probably just not going to happen. And again, I think this team is going to use him more as a runner. So we'll see what happens. Again, not good news here for Ohio State, losing Matthew Baldwin. And if Justin Fields does not pan out, this is an even bigger story. And the 2019 season for Ohio State could collapse if they don't have another quarterback. So we'll have to see what happens. I think Justin Fields is going to be good, maybe not great right away. It may take him a couple of years to really reach his full potential, but I think he's a good enough quarterback to lead this Big Ten, to lead Ohio State to a Big Ten championship. If nothing else, just because of his running ability and what they'll be able to use him for in that quarterback run game, if nothing else. But I think he's going to be a capable passer as well. But again, if he does not pan out, what does Ohio State do? How far do they fall? There are a lot of games on this schedule that they could potentially lose if they don't have a quarterback. So that will be probably one of the more interesting stories to watch is this as we head into this college football season. Does Justin Fields become a star? And who does Ohio State get to potentially back him up? I mean, I think they'll get somebody. I'd love to know your thoughts. And who do you think they might go after? Who could be a transfer quarterback that could come in here for Ohio State and be a capable backup, a guy that they can go to if Justin Fields were to get injured or if he just doesn't play well and he's, it's a disaster. Again, I don't think that's going to happen, but it's possible. So we'll see what happens. Again, I'd love to get your thoughts on this whole situation. If you're an Ohio State fan, are you panicking yet? Or are you still confident that Justin Fields is going to be the guy? You think he's going to stay healthy? You're not too worried about it. I would be not panicking maybe, but I would definitely be disappointed with this news of Matthew Baldwin transferring away. Again, let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Thank you guys for watching, and stay tuned for more here on the SG1 Sports Big Ten Football Channel.